I'm so sorry I voted for Trump. I didn't know he was going to take away Social Security from 150-year-olds. That he was going to defund trans operas in Colombia. If I had known, I would not have voted for him.
Hey TikTok, I'm just on here wondering if anybody's feeling the same way I'm feeling. I'm from Illinois, and I feel like the gas prices and the electric bills and the prices of food is just so overwhelming anymore. Like, I'm wondering if anybody else is feeling like they're drowning and they can't get out. I work overtime and I cannot get above water. I mean, I literally have no gas for next week. It was either that or get a few groceries to get by. I hit my local food pantries. I'm just wondering if anybody else feels like they're drowning. But anyway, I hope everybody has a great day.
Not where I wanted to be. I haven't succeeded at it.
You're not struggling because you're poor. You're struggling because you live in the USA. You're struggling because prices have gone up tremendously, but the wages haven't. You're struggling because your bills continue to increase, but your wages haven't. You're struggling because you have greedy, corrupt CEOs of companies that are continuing to record record profits, but are refusing to pay their workers a livable wage.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. So guys, MAGA people, they are having it rough. These people, they voted for racism. These people, they voted against their own interests, but right now they are realizing that they did a mistake for voting against racism. They are now realizing that this administration, it lied to them, and that's why these people, they are having rude awakening. So right now we are seeing that white folks are confused that blacks are not complaining about the economy. So these MAGA people, these white folks, they are now confused because right now we know things have really changed in America. We have been seeing the groceries price, it is high. We have been seeing people, they cannot even afford basic necessities. We have been seeing white Americans, they have been losing their jobs. And these people right now, with all this, what it is happening to them, these people, they are still confused to see black people, they are not complaining about the economy. They are now coming out and realizing that black people, they have stayed silent. Guys, I want you to watch this compilation of video till the end, then I'll be back with more comment. All credits goes to the original creator of the video. I'm your host, Dash Lifestyle. Remember, this video, it is only for educational purpose.
The black community has long suffered under the weight of systemic racism and discrimination. As white people, it is our responsibility to use our privilege to support and uplift the black community. Here are a few ways that we can be better allies. Listen and learn. We need to listen to black voices and experiences without interrupting or dismissing them. We should educate ourselves on the history of systemic racism and the ways that it continues to impact the black community today. We should seek out resources, books, and documentaries that help us understand the issues. Next, speak up. We should use our privilege to speak up against racism and discrimination. We should challenge racist comments and behaviors, even if it's uncomfortable. Silence that which perpetuates racism. We should support black-owned businesses in our communities. We should advocate for policies that support economic justice and equity. Donate to black-led organizations. Financially support black-led organizations that are working to address systemic racism and inequality. It can be done through regular contributions or contributing to certain campaigns and initiatives. We should also use our platforms for good as white people. We have access to platforms and audiences that the black community may not have. We should use our platforms to amplify black voices and perspectives, raise awareness about issues affecting the black community, and promote positive change. Be open to feedback and learning from our mistakes, as we will make mistakes along the way. but it's important to acknowledge them, apologize, and learn from them. We should be open to feedback and willing to change our behavior and perspectives as we continue to learn and grow. Being a better ally to the Black community requires a willingness to listen, learn, and take action. It requires us to use our privilege for good, support Black-owned businesses and communities, and speak up against racism and discrimination. It's up to all of us to work towards a more just and equitable society, and being a better ally is an important step. If you like...
So we have an almost 25% unemployment rate. There are considerably less open jobs than there are people who need them. The cost of groceries and food all across the board is up about 20%. Americans have the most credit card debt and the most people defaulting on that debt ever in history. People can't afford their housing. They can't afford their car payments. And more importantly, there's like virtually no way out of this situation. Unless like some weird miracle happens, what is going to happen? We know for a fact that this is going to get worse because the Trump administration essentially attacked the farm community when they did what they're doing to immigrants in this country. There's crops just rotting in the fields. And those farmers, many of them are now just going out of business because they didn't make anything. They didn't make anything this year. They didn't have workers to help them harvest, and they just let it die. And I've heard, I'm not a farmer, I've heard that also makes the soil, it like poisons the soil or something, so the soil is like unusable. I want to say someone said it was for like a decade. So we have an incoming food crisis. We already have ground beef. I think it's above $10 a pound or something. It's more than minimum wage in this country. And someone said, what did they do during the Great Depression? Sweetie, they ate tumbleweeds. And that's not an exaggeration. I'm actually reading a book about the Depression right now. I highly recommend it. It's called The Worst Hard Time. I think it's important for us to understand what people have lived through already. And some of what happened was 100% their fault, just for the record. If you read the book, you'll understand why. And there was no money. They were paying people in IOUs, especially in the South. They were paying their teachers in like promissory notes. And a lot of them never got paid anything. If there were soup kitchens available, people ate there, but sometimes there just weren't. People had to just leave anything that they did have and hop trains to other places, going anywhere to look for work. And I think if you did find work, you made like $4 a month. No, I'm not kidding. I mean, money was different then, right? But literally, people's kids, most of people's kids, like a lot of, like half their kids died. I mean, it was a horrifying time for 10 million reasons. And I'm sad that more people don't know about history and don't understand that we're breathing down the barrel of the same fucking gun.
This shit needs to be talked about right now because this is obviously a fucking problem. I ran into an older couple at the grocery store, okay? I started getting in a conversation with this man because he was in the Navy for over 25 years. My father, personally, he was in the Navy for over 30 years. So we obviously had a lot to talk about, you know what I mean? I don't mind talking to random people. I like to get to know people. I love humans in general. But then we get in the conversation of sports and he starts talking about the NFL coming up, right? And I was just trying to be honest with him when I told him that I like the NBA more than I like the NFL. I told him it seems more exciting nowadays because the NFL, to me, okay, this is my personal opinion, so I am entitled to it. But I said that it seems like it's scripted and that I'd even prefer watching baseball over it. And then all of a sudden, this turns into a racist conversation. He starts talking and he's like, oh, well, you don't like American sports? You'd rather watch those, you know what I mean? Just said the full N-word, full ER and everything. So immediately I was like, sir, I'm going to need you to stop talking, okay? I'd rather just not have this conversation. I'm not racist, and if you prefer to be that way, then you can just get the fuck out of my way. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you say some shit like that in front of me, I'm going to say something. That is the most disrespectful fucking shit I've ever fucking heard in my life. Bro, do you not realize, people, there are black people in the NFL too? Like, what the fuck is an American sport? I've never heard that shit in my fucking life. This is one of the main reasons of why I don't prefer to live in the South. I have been all over the country, okay? I had the privilege, like I stated, I am a military brat, so I did have the privilege of traveling all over the country. Shit, I was even born in Spain, which ironically, I was reported to immigration services for. Which if anybody wants to try that shit again, I say go for it, because you could be included in the lawsuit going on right now too. But anyways, I have been all over the country, okay? And I can tell you right now, being in the South, there is so much motherfucking division down here. I'm honestly surprised that in 2025, racism like this still exists. That shit's ignorant as fuck. And nobody, when they hear shit like that, should remain silent. You need to stand your ground. You need to voice your opinion. Who the fuck cares that they're fucking old? Anyways, I just had to vent real quick because that shit really pissed me the fuck off. I don't care who the fuck you are. If you say some shit like that, you need to be corrected. I will never understand that shit. Growing up, part of my family was actually racist, but see, I taught myself how to have fucking morals, how to have respect, how to look past somebody's fucking skin color. Do you motherfuckers not realize that under this physical embodiment of a parasite of which we all call skin, we look the fucking same way anyway?
A sense of safety in my country, an understanding of the full history of America, a neighborhood where everyone feels comfortable and safe, a understanding that my grandchildren and my son-in-law or daughter-in-law will be safe in their home country. The idea that America works for all. These are all statements that have been recited to me and as a part of the Rare Woman Collective work. Rare Woman Collective, that is the racial equity program suite that we have for white women to teach them how to advance racial equity in every space they hold. One of the salient questions we ask of white women is, what has racism stolen from you? It's a powerful question, and it's an important question for you all, for white women, white people, to spend time excavating and interrogating, because one, you're often not asked that. I am certain that you are often not asked, what is racism stolen from you? But it begs the question that you probably haven't ever had to unpack. And the understanding that racism is a foe, it is a belief system, it is a societal construct, it is a belief, it is the protections of that belief that have always, if we're honest, always impacted and had consequences for all people who are around it, near it, experience it, or even adjacent to it, to include white people. Now, the acuity, how it affects black and brown people, is very different, clearly, but it's not as though we're not all unscathed. Racism is like the devil. It comes to seek and kill and destroy. It doesn't pay attention to who's in the way of it. It just knocks down and tears down and destroys and eviscerates. And we see that now, even as policy making is emanating from our nation's capital, from the very institutions that are built to protect us are killing us because of hate, because of fear, because of an understanding or belief system that black and brown are just inherently inferior human beings. And that presumption must be preserved at all costs. And when I say all costs, we are finally learning what all costs means to all people. So I want you to answer that question. What has racism stolen from you?
My husband and I are like beyond this whole racism nightmare that we are living here in the US. Every single problem is being blamed on a black or brown person. I'm so fucking tired of it. I can't. I grew up in LA. A cultural bounty of beauty. Brown, black, white, Asian, beautiful. I'm in East Tennessee. Don't ask how I got here because it's not good. This administration wants to completely get rid of anyone of color. And as a white person, I am disgusted. Disgusted. Sickened. Oh. I don't know when this happened. I don't know how it happened. I don't know how we missed it. How did so many people believe that Trump was going to be their savior? From what? And from what? I guess that's the bigger question. From what? Savior from what? What was so bad? What is wrong with these people? And here now we have so many kind of creeping out from under, the mushroom growing oak that say, oops, I made a mistake. And I'm torn. I'm torn. The compassionate me wants to say, welcome. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for finally knowing. And there's a fiery part of me that wants to say, fuck you. You got us here. You with your vote. You with your vote. You got us here.
Man, I tell you what, nothing makes racist white people more pissed off than me, a white person, trying to educate about racism and trying to educate about what white privilege is and all these things. And it's so funny because these same people will argue with me till they are blue in the face about how they're not racist and we don't live in a racist institution and black and brown people have it so easy and racism doesn't exist anymore. But then they will turn around and say the most racist, ignorant, vile shit you've ever heard in your life. The disconnect is amazing. And this is why I make content like this, because it's so important. Because we do live in a racist institution, and we are all raised in racism as white people. This is simply a fact. And the crazy part about it is every one of us knows this. Even the ones who will sit there and fight with me to the death about it and act like it doesn't exist. Y'all know white people are racist. Y'all know about the casual racism, the casual microaggressions that we are raised in, no matter where we live in this United States of America. And this is why I will never stop. I will never stop trying to educate as a white person about racism and how we need to learn. We need to evolve. We need to do better. It's almost as if they feel like admitting to a racist institution or admitting to racism makes them this evil, terrible person. And so they would rather double down than to grow and be a good person. And that's so bad, because all that says to me is that you have a small mind and a cowardly soul. And I wish better for you than that, truly, because everything in your life will get better when you stop being so ignorant.
So I had a lot of white people in my comments asking, what happens if I cry after being called out for a racist remark or a microaggression? And what happens if I'm super emotional? So let's get into it. I'd first like to pose a genuine question to white people. Why are you crying after being called out? Take a minute, think about it, pause. Now that you're back, I'm gonna guess that you're crying probably because you're feeling a lot of guilt, a lot of shame, probably a little bit of anger at yourself, maybe some sadness. Yeah, like, am I somewhere on the base? And those are totally valid emotions to have, like 100%. Like, you can have those emotions. It is simply none of our business. As people of color, after you heard us, it is literally none of our business what emotions you're feeling. And you have to work that out on your own. What happens after you commit a microaggression or you make a racist remark? Us as people of color, we're hurt. We're human, so we're hurting and we're in distress. And what we need you to do is to listen to how you harmed us, and need you to listen to how we are doing. And you just need to shut up and listen that whole entire time. And what we're not gonna do is center how you're feeling in that moment after you've heard us. And what happens when you start crying is that you are letting us know that you're feeling guilty, sad, angry, any of those emotions, and suddenly you are centering yourself, and this conversation can go no further. Because what happens when you're crying is you're not listening to us. You are feeling your emotions in that moment and you're working them through. And you can do that on your own time, but not while we're actively hurting. We are in distress, and when you are crying, you're not listening to our needs. You're not tending to our needs. You are tending to your own. And you are doing that in front of a person of color, and you are taking up space. And now they have to take time off. We have to take up time off from our hurt to listen to your tears, and you're crying and you're sobbing and you're whimpering, and it is pathetic. And it is so harmful because you're letting us know that you feel like your emotions are more important in that moment. I don't care what your thoughts are. I don't care if you're like, no, I care about emotions. No, because once you start crying, you are centering your emotions. You don't care about us. I know a lot of y'all are like, but I get super emotional. I cry over little things. Like, how can I control this? Suck it up. Suck it the fuck up. Trust me, you can. I've had to do it. After microaggression and racist remark, I've had to suck it up while I watch white people cry because they feel bad that they've hurt me, but I didn't even get the chance to cry about how hurt I was. It's not okay for you to start crying, because why is your hurt more important than mine? Why do you get to process your hurt after you hurt me? It's not okay. Comments like these make me genuinely concerned because y'all are aware that your white tears are damaged.
Do white people pretend not to know and understand, or do they really genuinely believe that they are not complicit and or benefiting from past and present practices of racism? They really can't see it? Growing up as a white person in a hyper-individualistic society that was constructed as a racial caste system, you really have no concept of this idea that you are complicit or benefit from systemic racism. And it's not just socially and politically fortified, it's also deeply ingrained in our education system and in our religious practices and theology. See, I grew up in the 80s and 90s essentially being taught that Martin Luther King Jr. ended racism. And you cannot underestimate the significance of growing up in church and learning that your personal Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, forgave you for your individual sins so that you could go to heaven when you die. So not only is racism dead, but you're only responsible for your individual sins, which are basically disobeying your parents, fighting with your siblings, or swearing on occasion. Nowhere in the framework of growing up white in the United States do we have a conversation about complicity or benefiting from the racial caste system. So when we get older and we start to hear it, that immediate defensiveness kicks in because we feel accused as though we are personally responsible for all of the racism that's happened in the United States. Now, to be clear, this is not to provide excuses for anybody, but I'm confident that the vast majority of white folks that grow up in this country have no concept of the systems that are alive here. And that, among many other reasons, is why it's so important that we deconstruct whiteness and Christianity.
I remember when I had that kind of awakening. I'm not in my 40s. I am a little bit over my mid 30s, but I had that realization and that awakening, I'd say closer to my late 20s, early 30s. You wake up out the matrix, and I call this a spiritual awakening because like you wake up one day and you're like, what am I doing? I'm chasing after this superficial, not real narrative of all these markers of success. All of these markers that's been shoved down our throat, and she's in her 40s, so we're on the same time frame of where this narrative was literally like beaten into us of go to college, get in a relationship, get a house, create a family, work, then retire, and then like you did good, you're a good solid American. The problem with that is that our society no longer has a container for that. So we're chasing after this checklist, we're chasing after these markers to identify ourselves as successful people when they're no longer attainable. So you have people, millennials mainly, in my generation who are losing their crap and have to redefine what happiness and success means to them. And that's all she needs to do. She's woken up, she's going to feel anger, she's going to feel sadness, she's going to feel all of these icky emotions, but she's going to have to rebuild her story. So if this is you, You are not a failure. Society has failed us. And now it's our job to take back our narrative and create a life that is meaningful to us, that is not measured by external markers, but by internal validation. That's it. You're doing great. I can follow for more.
I made a video about my father, and I stated, look at a hardworking American man. I never mentioned race. I never mentioned politics. I didn't mention anything other than just what a hardworking American man he was. And yet here we have comments like this from a professional victim. Nobody mentioned race. Please explain to me how my father, who has worked his butt off his entire life for everything he's ever needed and wanted, literally works his butt off. Please tell me how we've benefited from slavery. I'll wait. I mean, I'll be here a while because you're never going to give a correct answer. Because we didn't. We have worked our butts off for everything we have, just as you can. I actually feel sorry for you. Like at first that really irritated me, and I'm not irritated anymore. I feel bad for you. Honestly, I do, because you are so stuck in that mindset that is holding you back from everything. There's two people that have made things hard for you in your life. The first one is you, because you live with that mindset. You are the only person holding yourself back from achieving anything that you want to. The second person holding you back is whoever taught you that you are being held back, or that you're a victim, or that you're not given the same opportunities to go out and work at what you want. Those are the only two people that have ever gotten in your way. Yourself and whoever put that mindset in you that you couldn't achieve everything that you wanted to. Have a good day, sir.
So I'm out on patrol and I'm thinking a lot about privilege, and I want to talk to white people about that word and why I don't think it's scary, an insult, or some commentary on who I am as a person. See, white people, we see it through a white lens. We use it to describe one kind of person. Someone born into a life of wealth, ease. They don't have to worry about the basics, went to good schools, have nice houses. So when someone says to us, you're privileged, or use your privilege, it can feel like a judgment, an accusation even, that like you don't work hard, you don't struggle, your life's been easy. But for a person of color, there's not just one factor that makes a person privileged. Privilege is being able to walk around and just exist without needing to be hyper aware and constantly checking to see if you're safe. Being somewhere and not needing to ask, do they see me as a threat? Am I about to be hurt because of that? Women, I know you understand that feeling. Now imagine the threat is coming from everywhere. Privilege is not feeling an undertone of fear every single day. Privilege is being able to tune out the world as it burns down around you because it doesn't actually affect your daily life. Personally, I could tune out, binge terrible TV, do white girl yoga, and mimosa brunch till I die. I have the privilege to do that. These policies don't affect me. So why am I out here? Why am I asking others who look like me to show up and use their privilege and help right now? Because there are people who do not have that privilege. They're cornered and they're scared and they are begging us to help them. They're begging us. Because I do have power as a white woman in America. Even if I didn't do anything to earn that power, I have it and I get to decide how to use it. When someone says to me, use your privilege, I hear that as Katie, use your power. And I choose to use that power, that privilege, to help people. If we just stay at home and do nothing, we are complicit in what's happening and whatever comes next. If we stay silent, if we tune out and pretend it all away, then we have used our privilege to terrorize, kidnap, and ultimately kill people, to take away the basic freedoms that make this America. I mean, even if she's broken, she's ours. I'm using my privilege right now because these policies don't target me. Not yet. Because right now, white women, we have power. We have a voice. It has not been taken from us. It is being taken from them. It is a privilege to be in a position to help people. If speaking up could save someone's life, would you do it? While I'm able, I'm going to use my privilege to help those with less power and less privilege than me. I'm asking you to think about how you will use yours.
So you know how the Trump administration is holding all these press conferences and they're like, we're winning, we're bombing ships, we're threatening to go into another country, we're winning so much. Oh, look, this one brown-skinned person has a horrible track record, we're winning. And then MAGA supporters are like, oh my God, all this winning. They're not winning and they're pissed. So here's what Fox News doesn't want you to know. So companies in the United States are taking a huge hit. Let's just focus on BlackRock, okay? The big American finance giant. They just lost $17 billion. Why did they lose $17 billion? Because a giant Dutch pension fund withdrew their investment in BlackRock. Why? Why did they do that? Because BlackRock de-emphasized climate and social justice initiatives to cater to Trump's agenda. And then this pissed off the Trump administration. Morgan Stanley, another financial giant, just undertook a huge study. They pulled a shit ton of individual investors in U.S. companies, and 80% of them said that they want companies like BlackRock and any other companies they choose to invest in to have climate change initiatives. They believe climate change is real. They're upset at all these companies capitulating to this dumbass administration. They believe in climate change. 80% of them. So they're putting their own pressure on companies, withdrawing money, investing elsewhere in companies that have the balls to stand up to this administration. Trump, their administration is not happy. And then here's a big one. Trump is so pissed off, he even posted about it. A Norway wealth fund worth $2 trillion just sold their stake in Caterpillar. U.S. equipment manufacturer Caterpillar. Yep. Just sold all of their shares. Why? Because Israel purchases Caterpillar equipment to undertake the big G word. Yeah, Norway divested in a bunch of Israel banks and investments as well for the same reason. This pissed off MAGA so much that Lindsey Graham just went on a tirade. We're going to put even more tariffs on you, Norway, and we're going to revoke, all of your visas to come here and everything like that. They are piss. Meanwhile, other investors are having this conversation across the board. Fox News is not letting you know about this. They have seen a titanic shift of other countries investing in American markets, meaning they're not. They're pulling out. They're not investing in American companies. The U.S. exceptionalism has been single-handedly destroyed by this administration. And other, especially dictator countries are more than happy to step in and fill the gap, and they are. And these investors, U.S. investors, are saying it's not going to return because European stocks, Hong Kong stocks, all these stocks are soaring and they love it. And now everybody's buying in to other countries' investments and they're completely bypassing the United States. And the final message that investors are passing around to each other is we have no one who's going to help us. We have to save ourselves. That's a lot of winning.
You have watched that video and you have seen how these white folks, they are really having it rough in America. And also these people right now, they are coming out realizing that black people, they are not complaining simply because black people, they are not complaining because Black people, they saw what it is coming. Black people, they tried to warn these MAGA voters, these white folks, not to vote in for this administration. But these people, they went ahead and vote against their own interest. These people, they went ahead and vote against racism. These people, they knew that the people who will be punished, it is the black people. But it has turned out that also these people, they are being punished, and that's why these people, they are having it rough in America. And right now they are having a rude awakening. And also black people, they are not complaining, or they are not joining to protest with them, simply because black people, they knew what it is coming, and black folks, they really prepared. And this is not new to the black folks. So black people, whatever these people, they are going through right now, black folks, they've been going for over 400 years in America. You can see black people, they have been going through all this for over 400 years in America. So right now, these people, they are going through the same challenges and the struggle, and they cannot even they are now having it rough. So black people, they are telling them that whatever you guys, you are going through, we as black people have been going the same challenges and the struggle for over 400 years. So right now, it is your time. You just you just go through the same, so that you can see the challenges and the struggle that we black people have been facing in America. So guys, I have some of the comment here that I want to read it for you from majority of our black people. They have come out and also share with us. And also guys, you can remember, you can also share your thoughts on the comment section. Let us educate these people. Let us tell them the reasons why we black people, we are not complaining, because black people, they have been struggling. Black people, they have been raising these issues, but these people, they didn't want to listen. So right now, these people, they are furious because black people, we are stay silent. These people, they are thinking that, oh, this is now we are only ones who are suffering, but black people, they are not suffering. No, black people, they have been suffering, and they are used to it right now. So right now, it is your time also to suffer. So this one is saying that we are not complaining. This is not new to us. Yeah, black people, they are not complaining because it is not new to them. This is new to these MAGA voters. So this one is saying that we don't care. Solve your own problem. Leave us alone. So this one is telling them that, yeah, we don't care. Solve your own problem, because whenever black people, they have been raising these issues, whenever the challenges and the struggle that black Americans, they have been raising, these people, they didn't want to come and solve it. They didn't want to come and also complain with the black folks. So right now, we are seeing the same policy and the same challenges. It is affecting them. And right now, they are coming out and questioning black folks. No, you guys, you need to solve your own problem. You left black people to solve their own problem for over 400 years. Now you need to solve your own problem. So this one saying that, why should we be worried about their wars? Yeah, so we should not worry. As black people, we should not worry at all. Let these people do their own, let them solve their own problem, because we black people, we tried to warn them not to vote for this administration, but these people, they didn't listen. These people, they knew the policy that DJT is coming in the office with it will only punish immigrant and black people. The people who are going to be deported, it will be the immigrant and black people and the people of the color, but not the white folks. But right now, we have been seeing also some of their friends, they are being deported. Some of their families members, they are now being deported, and that one, it has really made them to have a rude awakening. So this one is saying that because we are closed for businesses. This one saying that we are not new to this, but true to this, we've been there and remain on bended knees. Yeah, so black folks, they are reminding them that for us, it is not new, but it is new for you guys. You just know how to solve your own problem. So this one saying that we are not complaining about the economy because this is not new to us. So stop asking that stupid question. This is not new to us. That's why we are quiet. Now leave us alone. Yeah, so these MAGA people, these white folks, they need to leave black alone. So this was saying that I am 65 years old, white woman. I never voted for a Republican. Yeah, we don't need to ally with the enemy. Yeah, black folks, they tell them that we don't need to ally with the enemy, because whenever black people that have been asking for help, no any other people who have come out and tried to solve the problems of the black folks. But why are these people right now, they want black people to complain with them? No, black people that are telling them that now you are now realizing what you have been going through, so you need to solve that problem. So this one saying that they have realized that things are falling apart. Yeah, things in America right now, they are falling apart. Things are not the same again, and this, it is all because of these people voting for racism, voting against their own interest, voting to punish the people of the color. So right now, let them having it rough at their own. This is like instant karma hits hard. So this one saying that 400 years will definitely keep one head down. So this one saying we have been there before. Yeah, black people, they have been there before. So this one saying that I don't even respond to MAGA talking about they made mistake. Yeah, so these people coming out and realize that they made mistake. So why are they coming out right now and telling us that they made mistake? And black people, they saw and warned them not to make that mistake, but they ignore. So why are they now coming out and telling us that they made a mistake? So kindly guys, kindly help me to teach these MAGA people. But these people, they will never learn, because these people, after also this administration, they will just go ahead and vote Republican. So if there's people who really want to see the suffering of the other, it is these white folks. They really need to see other people suffering than seeing them thriving. So this one is saying that we didn't complain before the election. That is what happened. So this one saying that they should treat us the same way they did when they supposedly had the privilege. Leave us alone. Yeah, so these people, when they were having the privilege, they should these people, if they could support black people during that time when they were having a privilege. Also, black people right now, they could have also sympathies with them. But right now, black folks, they are telling them that no sympathy at all. So this was saying that here are 3 reasons I can think of. 1, we are used to it, having been there throughout the past 400 plus years. 2, it is fair it wasn't when at least one of the other group was not in the same position with us. 3, it's none of our business, since America is not for us. It never was. Yeah, since America, it is not for the black people, it is not their business. So these people, they need to deal with their own business. So this was saying that Trump didn't put it on the t-shirt, so I guess they couldn't have no right. Yeah. So this one saying that we don't know how to complain. We tried it a few times but was never successful. Anyway, for the rest of our lives and next, we will remain humble and giving our Creator all the praise to keep us safe and resilient. Yeah, so this was saying that is over. This was saying that the American dream is over. Kingdom is falling. Yeah, I've been telling you that American, it is falling, and this country that they have been calling the first world country, it is going to be the last country, and the last country which they are calling it the third world country, it is going to be the first world country. So this was saying that I'm so tired of them saying that they wouldn't have voted for him. They didn't vote for this. Yes, you did. You know exactly what he was going to do. He told you, but you thought it was going to only affect black people, but now it's affecting your pockets. Karma. Yeah, so these people, they voted because Donald Trump, he came out and said exactly what he's going to do, and I cannot right now blame Donald Trump, because he's doing what he promised to do. So these people, they thought that it will not affect them. That's why they went ahead and vote knowingly that what it is coming. So they went ahead and vote, thoughting that the black this policy of DJT will punish the black people, will punish the immigrant people. But it has turned out that also they are the ones who are suffering, and now they are coming out and telling the world that they are regretting for voting for DJT. So these people, we as black people, we don't have a sorry to them. So let them have this draft so that they can know next time they should not vote against racism. These people, they need to learn so that next time they should know that racism, it is very expensive, and they need to treat every person, the people of the color, equal, because they don't know, because right now is like God is using DJT to punish them. So kindly guys, you can share your thoughts on the comment section. Tell us what do you think about today's topic, and also remember to give a video a thumbs up and also subscribe if you haven't. See you on my next one. Bye bye guys.